Hey guys, I'm sorry if I sound like a dude. I'm still getting over this mess.
Okay, this right here.
That's your light that was on your phone. Where did you get it? Where did
No,
you?
no, 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 no. I bought this.
That's what I'm saying. The light that you connected to your phone when we went out for your birthday, right?
No, no, no. It's a different light.
Oh, where'd you get that one from?
TikTok.
We gotta start. We gotta figure out how we can be like TikTok people because I done got stuff off of TikTok, but I ain't did nan review on none of the stuff. And I got some stuff sitting in my TikTok cart right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I need to be doing review. I gotta figure
But
out this content
but
creation.
but
Right?
really, because they was like, "Ooh, this is dark. So let me show you how this light work in the dark."
Ooh.
Boom! It gives you all this light.
Yeah, I gotta go. Do me a favor on my dresser without dropping anything that's on there. You know that big light, the silver one. It's a light. It's on my dresser. Get it for me. Bring it here. Um, cause I just went and got one of them lights from the Home Depot, and it be bright and hot. But I need that to do. And so my child took it out because it's bright and hot. He was like, nah, girl, this is not it. But I know I need to get some things set up for the TikTok shop. Bartending the whole night. I want to pour the drinks. People say, oh girl, how you make that? You know, I want to do that and I don't know where to begin or where to start. I started posting a little bit more often to my TikTok. But still, I don't know what direction I need to go in with my content. So I'm working
I'm
on
trying
those.
to still figure that out myself too,
Yeah,
honey.
yeah.
Um, I
Working on
know, I know. I want to do more creative content stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, because we got some serious things to talk about tonight. I want to start off with the reality and the fun stuff first. It's a silver thing. It's a lot. It's on my dresser. You might have to move some stuff around, but it's on my dresser. Just don't drop anything or knock anything off of it. Children don't know how to look for nothing. Um, so we're gonna start with the reality, and I'm gonna let Wendy go first because I did not watch Married to Medicine this week. Neither did I watch the Real Housewives of the Potomac, which I'm a little over them. Although, did they show the fight? I knew they were in San Antonio.
They did not
They
show the
didn't show the
fight.
fight. So then, why are y'all showing us San Antonio? Because San Antonio was a non-factor. It's unimportant. I wanted to see the
Girl.
brawl. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all showed when Monique went upside Candace's head.
Okay, so Potomac. That's how I felt about Potomac.
What happened on Potomac?
Okay, so I didn't watch really last week's. I
Last
just
week I watched it, but it
I
was
was I,
was
I was
done when I didn't
basically
finish.
I was basically listening to Kempire's, recap.
Recap. Okay, that's fine. We can do
Okay,
recap.
but I watched it this week. I watched this week. So, of course they're back from Austin. Um,
Are they at least talking about the fight?
no,
That
no.
everybody need to be fired. Everybody. Let's do a whole new cast.
So
Everybody. Keep Karen.
so
Maybe keep
here
Giselle
here
because she's messy, but
here's
everybody
the
else need to go.
lowdown. Here's the lowdown. So Mia and Gordon had a double date with Juan and his roommate Robin. And yes, I did say roommate because
Because they roommates at this point.
I don't believe they're legally married. They had like a cooking thing, and Mia was asking Juan questions about the hotel stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just giving you a brief synopsis.
That's right. I need the synopsis. And
Um,
that's what Lindsay just said. So I'm gonna go over here to the essence real quick.
yeah, I need to read that interview too. Also, I mean, read that article too. Also, what else happened? Um, Candace was talking to her mom, and she told her mom that she had her first mammogram, and they found two lumps, but they think that it's just lymph nodes. Um, and then Candace basically met with NECA. I don't like NECA. I'm sorry.
I told y'all I didn't like Nick. Tangent.
Um, so Candace and Nika, they had a lunch date. They kind of got together and
Mm-hmm.
was talking. Nika was like, if I didn't have this beef with Wendy, me and Candace would be really good friends because I see a lot of
But
similarities.
you came in with the beef. Didn't nobody have no beef with you. You came in with the beef.
And see, NECA was like, what was I supposed to do? She called me a crackhead. She said that
No,
was
baby, you started it before then. I
right,
need
right. That's what Candace said. She was like, well, actually, she did that after you said the stuff that you said about her. Okay. Um, Giselle took her oldest daughter to self-defense class because she was getting her daughter prepared for
Where is the baby going to school, or where does she end up going to
FAMU.
school?
She's at
Okay,
the
all the
same
kids are going to the FAMU, ain't it?
same school as Allure. I
Okay,
think
so
they're
hold on, we have to
roommates,
go
if I'm
down.
not
I'm sorry,
mistaken.
y'all. My child is being my tech support tonight because I'm gonna put on
Um,
this loud light.
I do think that I think that Allura and Giselle's daughter are roommates. I'm thinking that.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Um,
good.
hold on. Okay,
Because
so then
if there are any type of like if they've met each other, they know each other. That's good instead of going in, with
yeah.
somebody you don't know.
Also, doing that,
You see the empty cord down there?
she talked about dating. What do you think about dating? And the girl said, well, I'm gonna be
I
more
took it behind the
into my
thing.
studies instead of dating. And then she was like, okay, you want to talk? You want to call? Let's call Jason. Okay,
Yeah.
stop making fetch happen, Giselle. Stop making fetch happen.
I'm so sick of her and fetch. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay. Okay. And the next thing that happened, I'm trying to think. Girl. I'm trying to think.
I was stuck. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
Okay. Okay. So the beginning, you had Karen and her husband in the gazebo, and she was telling him how she didn't appreciate when she called him, telling him about they found some calcium in her heart, her cartilage or something like that. That he kind of brushed her off, and she did not like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the way he talked to her, and of course, at the end of it, he apologized to her and one. Okay. Um, it looks like Juan is trying to get
It's
a
light,
job.
but it's gonna get hot in a minute. If you look at my light. Hello?
You kind of froze. Okay,
Is
there
it
you
me?
go. No, you're not now.
Did I freeze up?
No,
Windy?
no, I can see you.
Oh, okay. I ain't hear nothing. I'm sorry.
Okay. Um, Before Juan and Robin went into the little cooking class thing, he was trying to talk to somebody about a assistant coaching position. Who will want you with your losing record? I do not know. Okay. And so it basically ended off. Karen did an event for PAVE. I guess that's the group or charity that she's in
Okay.
concerning the victims of SAs, sexual
Mm-hmm.
assault victims
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And they basically had people to come talk about the stories. This one girl, she said what she does. She plays music and she played her guitar and stuff like that. And during the confessionals, each of them, it seemed like except Giselle
Mm-hmm.
and Wendy, all of the other ones have been in some kind of sexual assault victim.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about that, in their confessions. Mia, she cried with she was sitting by Karen, they was crying, and so Mia got up and went to the bathroom. Ashley went to see if she was okay, and she
Mm-hmm.
was talking about how she was essayed by what was her friend from the last year, Jacqueline's boyfriend. She was essayed by
Now
Jacqueline's
hold on. Time out. Didn't you say y'all used to share the men's? Okay, go ahead.
I said that to Kempire. Later today. But yeah, she said that she was essayed by Jacqueline's boyfriend, and she kind of took it out on Jacqueline because she just left. Jacqueline left. And I was telling Kempire, I said, well, we maybe because of it was probably didn't, we don't know how the whole story went because this is an edited show.
It
However,
is.
I told Kempire, I said, I'm not saying that she did not get essayed.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
I'm
either. I have to because I am a victim of that. So I
Right. I
can't
said, I'm not
tell everybody's
downplaying it.
stories.
I said, I'm not saying that she's lying, but I said her story doesn't add up. Because here's one thing. If my friend leaves and she got her man there at the house and she leaves the house, I'm not gonna be in that house with the
I'm not gonna
man.
stay there.
I'm going to
Absolutely
go
not.
with my friend.
I'm gonna go with my friend if I feel uncomfortable. Now, it's been situations where I have, like, for instance, I have a friend now. Um, her dude, I could be at the house with her dude, and he be in the house. He ain't gonna bother me. I ain't gonna bother him. We cool like that. We like brother and sister. It depends on what the dynamic of their relationship is. But if you don't feel comfortable with this person, there is no way I would have stayed. And is she saying that she thought Jacqueline might have known, or that's what I'm confused about?
But she said that the next day, Jacqueline was like crying and stuff like that.
So
And
Jacqueline didn't know.
she must have known or something. I'm like that. I mean, you just
If
have
she
to
was
listen.
crying, how would she have known that happened? If she's crying, she could have been crying because she didn't expect that to happen to you. I don't know. That don't make sense. But
The
okay.
way that she was talking did not make any sense at all. And I was telling Kimber, I said, I'm not saying that she didn't get SA'd. I'm not saying that. I'm
Right.
not downplaying it. I
Because
feel
I'm never
bad
gonna
that she got.
downplay this situation. Yeah.
I said I'm not. I'm feel bad that she got SA'd.
Yeah.
However, I said the story does not add up. I
Now,
said
Lindsay,
there's something that
what
she's
are you
not
referring
telling.
to?
I said there's
Okay,
something
go
that
ahead.
she's not telling. I said
It's the part
maybe.
that's missing at the out of the story, basically, you feel.
Right. And I said, well,
Okay.
maybe they was doing a threesome or something because she said they used to do stuff like that. I don't know. But I wouldn't. I said, I
Or it might not
personally,
have been with their boyfriend. Maybe Jacqueline might have shared some things with him, and maybe he assumed that it was okay because, he kind of knows their history and may have felt like it was okay. And maybe Mia said it, then, was like, nah, dude, this ain't okay. We don't know because we don't know what boyfriends they did that with. So I'm still going to give Mia be lying, but I'm still going to give Mia the benefit of
right.
the doubt.
And this now I was gonna say that, sometimes she lies, but I'm not saying that she's lying about this. I'm just saying,
Hmm.
I said because I don't want to get no feedback from
Yeah.
the people. I'm not saying that I don't believe her about being essayed or anything like that. I believe her, but the story that she's coming up with is not adding up. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
And you know
Okay.
what though? But let me also say this, because I don't want to be I don't want to be that person, if that makes sense. So I get it. It's not adding up, but a lot of times that's why women don't come forward. Um, so that's all. Um,
So that was basically Potomac. Married to Medicine.
oh, okay. She brought up something that she said she thought that Karen was shading Ray. I mean, not shading Ray, but shading Robin by clicking on Ray, because she kind of went off on Ray. And I guess because Ray don't talk to Karen the way that one talks to Robin. And so, okay, I get it. I understand. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Married to the medicine.
Married to the Medicine. Married to the Medicine. Um, okay, I'm just breaking it on different pieces again. Um, so it starts off, you see Sweet Tea trying to do TikTok dances for TikTok. And
That's
Greg
what
was like,
she's trying to do.
yeah. And Gregory's like, I'm hungry, basically. And then it cuts to it cuts to Toria and Eugene, and he's in the kitchen cutting onions because he's making like a breakfast at nighttime and stuff like that. And Toria was basically telling him, look, these at home dinners is not dates. It's not a date. I want the romance is basically out. We need to bring romance back. It's not romantic. You don't take me on dates anymore. And they was talking about that. Um,
I think she finds something to complain about every season. Now,
every season.
not saying that that's not a valid concern. He's a doctor. He's busy. That's a completely valid concern. If you're in a relationship and the romance is missing, y'all don't never go nowhere no more. All that stuff. There's a valid concern. If there's something that you're into, that's something that you want to do. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Like I said, I'm not trying to do it in chronological order. I'm trying to do it as I remember it.
But that's
Okay.
fine. You do however you remember, girl. Knock yourself out.
Um, Simone and Cecil helping the boys move into their condo.
So now
The
they can start back having sex again. Praise
the
God.
boys The oldest boy got 1 year free rent. The youngest boy got 2 years free rent.
I think that's fair. Because the young
Um,
boy getting ready to
she
graduate,
did
right?
have a box of condoms and a whole bunch of condoms everywhere. Yeah.
Oh,
Cecil was like, yeah, I'm gonna be checking on them periodically, yeah. She's like, yeah, so you can just check them, make sure they're doing what they're doing. Nah, so I can hang out. She's like, nah, you can't do that. I kind of knew what he was talking about, but that was on that. You had Dr. Jackie with the brat talking about the birthing plan and everything, and they, the brat said she, I think they decided on a C-section, and they was talking about the contractions and stuff.
he
What?
does. I'm looking at Liz's. She said she saw Heavenly and Sweet Tea going toe to toe
Oh my gosh, yes.
on their live.
Yeah. Um, so she was just telling the Brad, if anything, if you feel any discomfort, anything seems wrong, no, please let me know, blah, 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 blah. That scene right there is totally irrelevant to me now because of what I saw, so I just look at her with the okay.
I'm still side eyeing it. I really think that Jackie needs to reevaluate some things.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I really was believing in your little cause, honey, until that stuff resurfaces. And what people don't seem to realize is the internet never forgets, right?
Oh, the internet never forgets.
Never
No.
forgets.
Um, okay, hold on, girl. Okay, Dr. Damon and Heavenly was talking about how Laura is growing up, how she's going to be leaving to go away for college. They had a little tearjerker moment and everything. Then she started talking about her relationship with her sister and all of that. That she's going to try. She don't know why the girl don't like her. But then she said the word bitch. She don't know why the bitch don't like me.
Why
Maybe
her
because you
sister don't
call her a
like
bitch.
her? It ain't even that. Heavenly, let me say this. And Heavenly, the reason why I have learned to appreciate Heavenly is Heavenly says things like she let me put it this way. She's real. Right, wrong, and indifferent, she's real. And what I have come to appreciate over the years is that she gonna say what's on her head. Now keep in mind it ain't always the right thing. That's the other thing that I like about LaNithia Elite. They gonna say what's on their mind. They're gonna give you the real. They're gonna give you a good show. What I haven't liked about Heavenly over the years is she has definitely monetized her channel based off of whatever opinion she have on the show. And you can do a recap on the show. Candy does a recap on the show all the time. I think Candy's situation is not as biased as Heavenly's is. It is biased, I think, because I think although I have seen Candy kind of call like Kenya to the carpet over little stuff she's done, or Cynthia to the carpet in the past, and those are her friends. But I don't like the way Heavenly, and I know the ladies checked her on that. And now that they're allowed to all kind of come together and do the recap, which I also think that was a compromise. Let me say that. I think it was a compromise that now they're all going live together to discuss the show, because I think that's something that Heavenly kind of had to compromise. So maybe they could share in some of that money that Heavenly's getting, with her channel being monetized, whatever that looks like. I'm not exactly sure. But I've come to appreciate what I don't appreciate is your lack of accountability when it comes to certain things. That situation with Quiet, my thing is when they ambush you and they didn't even tell Quiet so Quiet could warn you. When they ambushed you, Quiet had your back 110 and 20 and 1,500%. She did. She told them folks this was not the way y'all should have handled this. She held them accountable in their moment. For you to come back after the fact, after you just seen the episode and say, I'm sorry, you were there, sis. It was as bad as it looked on TV, right? So I just think that she lacks accountability. And I think you did something to your sister for your sister not to like you. So I don't know if it was over their mother's past, whatever that situation looks like, because Heavenly can be selfish, extremely selfish. So you did something. I don't know what it was, but something was done. And you just need to take accountability for your actions in this situation. And I feel like from seeing how her relationship's paying out on the show, your accountability level for like what you're doing is not 100%. That's
Right.
all I'm saying. Yeah. So I think she
Um,
did. Yeah.
and then Phaedra and the dentist and the other dentist, I'm trying to
There's
think what
another
her
dentist.
name. It's another dentist, the other lady, the other skinny lady who's
The dark
her,
skinned lady. They're
the
married to the African dude.
yeah,
The
she's a
African
dentist.
dude that's a doctor. Okay, I didn't know she was a dentist. I just thought she was another doctor.
I think she's a dentist. I think she's a dentist or a doctor. She's a doctor. I know she's a doctor.
Yeah, she's a doctor. I knew that. I didn't think she was. Hold on. Let
I
me
don't
pull
know
up
what.
the cast while you doing this. I'll pull
I
up the
don't. I
cast.
don't know which one. I just thought she was a
You
dentist.
good. We gonna
But
figure it out
anyway, they
together.
had dinner. They was having lunch. We don't see none of Phaedra's live, so I don't understand why Phaedra is on the show. To be honest with
So
you,
Phaedra is not showing anything. The kids,
no
a boo,
kids or
none of
nothing
that.
like that.
And I heard she done broke up with the one African and got with another African.
Girl, I don't know. But she was
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about her
Phaedra.
being a Reiki master.
I don't know. I want none of that. Mm-mm.
And so she was talking about that, and she was talking about how she was when she started the Reiki, it helped her with her divorce, going through her divorce, and they did the flashback of the Hold on, let me pull this back. Okay, they did the flashback of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, showing them fighting him and her and Apollo and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
she tried to get all. But you know what? She's good on Traders. I don't know if you've seen Traders.
You told me to go watch it, and I am. I've been wrapped up. Let me tell y'all something real quick, real quick, real quick. Alicia Eglum. Let me see what she
Mm-hmm.
does. Hold on. She's a doctor, chemistry. I don't know what kind of medicine she practices though. Oral, and yeah, she's an oral surgeon. No, her husband is an oral surgeon. Her husband is a oral and maxillofacial maxillofacial surgeon. I don't know what she doing, Lord. I think she just got her. I just think she a doctor.
Okay. Okay. So the show basically ends basically the majority of the time. Um. Okay. Okay. During the dinner part, because when Sweet Tea, I don't know if it was the same scene. It was a different scene. Different
Mhm.
scene. Sweet Tea and Dr. G. Dr. G voice annoys the heck out of
He
me.
sound like a girl, baby.
Yes. They was talking, she was talking about her endometriosis and how she's going to get the surgery, but she really wants to give him children. And he was like, yeah, I want some children. And I think that Dr. G, he told her that, your health is more important, number one. And if we don't have any kids, that's fine. I think Dr. G is appreciative that at least she's willing to give him
She's
kids
gonna do it. But I
because
also
Squad
understand.
does not want to
Oh, I'm
didn't
sorry.
want to give him any.
I ain't mean to do that again, Lance. I also understand why Quad didn't want to have kids at the time. That wasn't the right time to have no kids, especially if they were going through everything that they were going through. Why would I bring a child into that messy situation? I don't think Quad didn't ever want to have the man's kids. I just think they were going through a bad situation, so why? And I think there is some truth to the mistreatment because women, we give of ourselves based off of how we're treated. Some of us not so much, but for the most part, if you dogging me out and we in a relationship or we in a marriage and you constantly dogging me out, you putting your hands on me, you talking crazy to me, taking me through some of the changes, guess what? I'm not going to be so willing to do. Open up these legs. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying. Would you? I'm just saying. Keep going.
Oh dang it on it. So they was talking about him possibly going to get his sperm count. And he talking about, I know my sperm count. I've already been checked. I got
Sir, you
20
old.
million. I got
You
20
old.
million.
Mm-mm. You old. Stop. Stop with the lies. You old.
Um, then then they went to then they're basically the last scene is when they went to wherever the thing was for Phaedra to do the Reiki. They
And did
all
they let
went.
her do that?
They did. And Heavenly tripped me out. She was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna be an open mind because this is Phaedra, but I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Lord Jesus Christ, and all that stuff.
Oh, now
And
you believe
so
in the Holy Spirit and the Lord Jesus Christ when you ain't cussing nobody out. All
right.
right.
And so the guy that was doing it with her, he was a nice looking guy. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Simone guy. Hot and bothered. Like, ooh.
Oh, she did.
She did, girl. I was looking at her
Oh.
side eye too. I was like, okay, this coming from the woman who was getting mad at Cecil for having their friend. Okay. But she was like,
You know they ain't having sex, baby. And thinking about turning that girl on. At
girl,
this point, them boys ain't been at them boys been in that house. So
girl. Well, because when she was looking at him and she was like, ooh, and then somebody said, well, he can do me. She said, no, he ain't gonna do you. He gonna do me. I was like, okay.
Father God.
Yeah. So, so when they was doing all of that, Dr. Simone, she fell asleep. I don't know if Dr. Jackie said she felt anything. Toya felt that she felt something in her leg. And Heavenly felt something in her heart, some energy from her heart. So
I,
then,
I hope that means that your heart, you gonna have a heart, cause your child. Okay.
um, so I don't know where Sweet Tea. I wasn't paying attention to Sweet Tea, but Sweet Tea, Simone, Jackie, they went out on for some refreshments and stuff or something. Toya went out to have refreshments, and Heavenly stayed in with Phaedra and had a one-on-one session.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pay too much attention to that. But Sweet Tea was talking to Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone about her endometriosis and what
Mm-hmm.
the specialists told them and stuff, and they talked about that. I did leave out that Dr. Eugene did take Toya out
Praise the
like
Lord. Take that girl
to
out
a,
on
to
a
a
date.
dinner. It looked like it was like a private thing because it was just the chef and they closed the restaurant or whatever.
Oh, okay, that's really sweet.
And so he was looking at the chef doing the cooking. So he got up from the table to join the chef to do the cooking. And she was like, you didn't do this for me, you did this for you.
Ooh.
And so basically she was like, he was like, well, this is a date. She's like, yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. I'm like, just throw the man a bone.
But
But you know what?
but you know what though? I think she wanted him to be there with her. Like if you got a chef or you hired a chef, why are you in the kitchen with the chef?
I
Bring
mean,
your
because
chef out there.
it was kind of like a hibachi scene type thing where the chef was in front of them.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like he left her and went to another room. He just got up and went to where the chef was. He
But
was still
I
like in
still
front of her.
think she would have
Yeah.
liked to have. I kind of um I think she probably would have still liked to have had him just right there. Let the chef do the work. I'm a big person on time when you in relationships and that sort of thing. Time needs to be spent. If you don't spend no time with your person, you know, something's wrong. And yo I think it's cool, but I think again, you should have you should have spent that time with, you know.
But that was all about the Married to the Medicine.
Okay.
But like I
Um
said, you're gonna have to see the Traitors.
I'm gonna watch it because I want to watch the last season because one of my favorite TikTok stars, I call him a star, The political tea, Quentin Giles. I post a lot of his stuff. I do reposts and I post his stuff on my Instagram. His name is Quentin Giles. He was on the first season apparently of Traders. So he's really, really good. He talks about all the breaks down Biden. Like he breaks it down to where you can
You said
understand.
who was it?
Quentin Giles.
Okay, hold on.
He also was recently on CNN with a CNN commentator as well. So I shout out to him because his commentary that he provides on his page has led him to being able to provide commentary.
Yeah, okay, I remember him now. Yeah, I follow him.
Yeah, so I just I love him since I've been on TikTok. I've been following him. I'm a huge fan, so I'm definitely gonna watch the first season. It's just that Billions got me in a chokehold. Let me tell y'all something. I love Succession. I binge watched Succession. I don't think I saw the very last episode, but yeah, because y'all spoiled it for me and told me who ended up taking over the company. But I binge watched Succession. Everybody was talking about Succession. I had never watched it. I
haven't watched it yet, so
okay. I didn't do like I did with Game of Thrones, where y'all had like been like 2-3 seasons in, and y'all was like, "Oh, you need to watch Game of Thrones," and then I binge watched it and I was hooked. So now Billions is over with, if I'm not mistaken. I think the last season just aired this past year. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was last season. So they got 6 seasons. I'm on season 2 right now. Let me tell y'all something right now. Bobby Axelrod is a beast. I don't care what nobody say. That man right there is like, y'all gotta watch it. Paul Giamatti is also like a very, very good actor. If y'all have ever seen Paul Giamatti in anything, that man is that little bit of man right there. He probably taller than me, but that man right there is an awesome actor. I mean, he's one of those ones that you watch. You can watch him all day playing anything, and he is going to give you the range that you need. So, if you ain't got nothing to do, binge watch old Billions. Is on. I think you can get it if you got Paramount Plus, because Paramount Plus and Showtime kind of go together. So if you got Paramount Plus or the Showtime app, or if you got regular old cable and Showtime on there, make sure y'all go binge. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Condola Rashad, who is Felicia Rashad's daughter, is also on there. It's really, really good. It's really, 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 really good.
I don't know if you saw this. I just seen this. It just came across my algorithm on TikTok. Shocking. DC Studios signed Jonathan Majors with $20 million deal. Will appear with this DC superheroes first. So I guess DC said, well, with Marvel's
let me say this. Yeah, because DC got the look, the white boy who played the Flash. He had some problematic issues, and I still haven't watched it because everybody said it sucks. But because DC is a little darker for me, right? I'm glad somebody hired him. Let me say that right now. I think the blacks are still probably gonna mess with him. Eventually, once everything dies down, we don't know. Here's the other part of it. Real quick, too. He was supposed to play Dennis Rodman, and they done pulled back on him playing Dennis Rodman. First of all, love Dennis Rodman, by the way, but I wouldn't. That's my claim to fame. You just snatched it away from me. I don't know how much they were paying him to do it. We're never going to see Magazine Dreams, and that's what I was wanting to see. So we're never going to see that movie because that's a Disney movie or a subsidiary of Disney. So we're never going to see that, and I'm sure he did his thing with that. I'm glad somebody hired him. That's all I'm going to say. DC, take care of my boy. I think he's going to bring DC up to a new level, but y'all got it right because y'all scripts have been a little iffy. Hire Zack Snyder back. I'm just putting all those things out there. I think Zack is an awesome director. If you watch the Zack Snyder version of the Justice League versus the version that came out, Zack Snyder's Justice League was so much better and it was unedited. So had he edited it, it probably would have been an awesome film. And, we went to the movie theaters to go see the Justice League, and me and my boys were like, question marks all day. But if you watch the Zack Snyder version, although it's a little longer because it's unedited, a lot of stuff that didn't make sense when you saw the other version, the Josh Whedon version of it, it didn't make sense. So, everything kind of pulled together. So, hire Zack Snyder back, get great white writers. Jonathan Majors is an awesome actor. I think y'all DC might be able to compete with Marvel. That's all I'm saying. Um, so it's still a possibility though that he could go to jail for a year. I don't think he's gonna do a year time. They're probably gonna do like community service or something. I'm hoping. But we'll see. We will see. Um, so Halle Bailey, I was wrong. Everybody, I'm gonna say that. I was wrong. Halle Bailey was pregnant. She done had the baby. She done showed us the hand of the baby named Halo. It's a boy.
I
Uh,
like the way she said it though. The world is just was anxious to meet you.
again, it ain't our business. If that girl didn't want us to know that she was pregnant, that girl didn't want us to know she was pregnant. And I think a lot of times with the way they scrutinize her and her sister a whole lot, she gotta have something for herself. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to her and DDG. I don't particularly care for DDG, but maybe he's good to her. I don't know. He just had some problematic things. So hopefully and prayerfully that works out. They are great parents. And things move on and move forward. Um, bruh, my reality, what I have watched, I talked about the Love and the Hip Hop last week. I didn't watch it this tonight. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I thought it comes on Tuesdays.
Does it come on Tuesday? I thought it came on Monday. Basketball Wives come on tonight. I'm sorry. Which I binge watched the Basketball Wives because me and my coworker talk about them. They gonna have to. I need some new Basketball Wives. I'm sick of Evelyn. I'm sick of Jennifer. Uh, keep Jackie because y'all need a motherly figure. But Evelyn and Jennifer can go. All the new girls that y'all had on there, except for there's a girl from Mississippi that I like this on there. What are you laughing at?
This boy is skiing on Beale Street.
Hmm?
This dude is skiing on Beale Street.
Sounds about right. Cause what else you got to do? You can't go nowhere. We snowed in here in the good old city of Memphis.
We are.
It's constantly snowing. I don't know when it's gonna stop. They claim it's supposed to snow all week. At this point, I thought I was going back to work Wednesday or Thursday. They're not really closed schools Tuesday and Wednesday. We just have to pray our strength in the Lord. I will be working from home the next 2 days. My children sleep for all day, so it's gonna be quiet in my home until it ain't. Um, so they probably won't wake up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my work day will be gone at that point. Um, but yeah, so I will be here working from the house. Praise God, Hallelujah. Um, what was I about to say? I'm confused. Oh, my reality. Okay, so I talked about that. I'll talk about Love and Hip Hop next week. Because it comes on Tuesday. Um, my reality, Love and Marriage Huntsville. This season was a little crazy. Um, I'm tired of mothers coming in on shows and they don't like folk. And I don't, um, Stormy's mom. If y'all don't know who Stormy is the owner of what's the name of that company? They have the body butters now, but they have the hair Canvas Beauty. Stormy is the owner of Canvas Beauty. She started Canvas Beauty because she made this homemade hair oil at home, and she had cut her hair out, and she made the homemade hair oil, and it grew it back like in the, really really quick time. She's cut it again, it did it again. Then she started doing a body glaze. So if y'all are familiar with the donut body glaze, she had that. I like Stormy. Stormy's a businesswoman. She came on the show. She's on TikTok. The body glaze, if I'm not mistaken, is in the TikTok shop. So make sure y'all go get that. I haven't tried the body glaze yet, but I have tried the canvas hair oil. It's really, really good. But Stormy was an addition to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think this is maybe her second or third season. She might start off as a friend of, and then they became main characters, I think maybe a season or so ago. Well, her mama got a problem with Melody Rogers, Melody Holt / Rogers, because she changed the name back to Rogers. This is my takeaway from it, because all the other stuff, Marceau cheating on Letitia, she don't care. I need them to stop harping on what their man is doing and not doing for her. he sucks as a person. I don't particularly care for Marcel, but if she love it, like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let her do that. But I do not like when people's moms come on shows and they want to come for folk that's not their age. At least she ain't Wanda, because Wanda was like the worst. And I'm talking about Wanda was worse than Mama D, Wendy. Wanda, who is Letitia's mama, was worse than Mama D. And but I don't like it. Like, play with your 60-year-old friends over there at the nursing home and leave me and my friends alone. Don't jump in. I understand parents want to be protective of their kids, but I'm a grown person. I can verbalize. I can discuss what I got going on and deal with it accordingly. I don't need you to fight my battles, period. So you can get on no show. I don't like it. So that's that. That's Love Marriage Huntsville. We're gonna put that to the side. Where am I going with this? The Bell Collective. So they covered some things. They talked about on the reunion how Marie, which I don't, let me say this to y'all, I do not care for Marie Monroe.
I don't either.
I do not care for Marie Monroe. She is a bully. She claims that she is a person of the truth. We need to come out here and tell the truth. First of all, Tambra is not, and I repeat, Tambra dated a guy years before the show even came out. She and the dude don't date anymore, but she had talked about their tumultuous relationship. They seriously forget their place on the show? Yes. Mm-hmm. When you are a side character, this ain't about you, Otis. Absolutely.
Ain't nobody came to see you, Otis.
Nobody came to see you, Otis. But Tambra had dated a guy. They broke up. He reached out to all the girls on the show trying to get his little 5 seconds of fame. Letitia, the Letitia on Bell Collective, and Marie met with the dude, and the dude said, "I'm just trying to clear my name." The girl ain't talked about you on the show at all, so why are you trying to clear your name? I'm confused. And why are y'all entertaining? To me, as a person on this cast, you don't let anybody come. I don't care what issue you might have with your castmate. You don't let nobody come on the show and do something like that, because now at this point I don't trust you. You don't have my best interest at heart. And I was really shocked at Letitia, because Letitia and Tambra were supposed to be friends. So you let your other friend, who came and ruined all your brunches, who came and ruined every last brunch you'd have had, and it's been a problem. Guess who the problem was? Marie. Mm-hmm. Every time she comes, she ruining stuff. Mm-hmm. So here we go. First of all, Marie is not your friend, Letitia. She's not your friend. Not your friend. Letitia and Latrice butted heads because they falling out over the co-worker comment that she made on a podcast or online something. And Marie and her messy friend, Essie, brought it to Letitia. She's not your friend. She's just using you. Instead of confronting her about it, you got in your feelings, you were upset, and a comment that was made at another empowerment brunch that you made, people took offense to, or according to you said people took offense to, but a lot of people did not take offense to it. So you throwing a little bit of Marie, who took offense to it, which I don't know why Marie took offense to it, because this is not your speech. This is not you speaking on your experience. This is her speaking on her experience. So Marie doesn't like Latrice. Latrice don't like Marie. And it's been very clear. A lot of people said, well, Latrice spread the rumor that Marie was committing Medicare fraud. Okay, let's talk about how Marie tried to disparage her business on TV on the very first episode. Y'all forget about that. Let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf myself, but y'all cannot control how people come for you after you have come for them. You can't go low and expect folk not to go to hell. You cannot do that. You can't do that. She came for her business. I'm getting investigated. If you getting investigated, girl, guess what? If you ain't got nothing to hide, ain't no skeletons in your closet. Yes, it's an inconvenience, but you You wrote that check that your butt couldn't cash. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel, because she bullies everybody. She does stuff to folk, and she want folk to give her grace. Ain't nobody finna give you no grace. For what? Nobody. So I don't particularly care for Marie at all. Just like I don't like NECA over there on the Housewives of Potomac. Because NECA, guess what? If Wendy leave that show, they coming for your black behind next. You need to understand it. You need to know that. So they talked about Latrice's husband, who is 30 years older than her, abusing her. And I think he is abusive. I don't care what anybody say. He old school. Old school does not mean you cussing me out, you yelling at me, you saying crazy stuff to me, you yanking my arm. None of that. He don't hit me. Okay, he don't hit you, but he is verbally and emotionally abusive to you. He is. Period. That's what he is. Um. So so regardless, I think that's what it is. I don't see Akeisha's point on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like Akeisha. I think she came in and got further than Letitia did with the Fair Street project, but I don't see her purpose on the show. She don't. She and Willie do not fit in with the group that is on the show. They don't fit in with the group that's on the show. I do need Tamra to be a little bit more transparent, though. I do. You want to keep a secret, but you on a reality TV show. People are going to try to, just like the ex-boyfriend came forward, you're going to have other people that's going to try to come through. Whether or not she and Greedy are actually together, or that, I don't know what that looks like. If that's her baby daddy, that's her mind, that's who she with, that's who she with. If it's not, it's not. But a lot of people are saying that's just for show. She needs to be a little bit more open. You ain't got to tell all your business, but be open enough to where
Mm-hmm.
people are satisfied with your storyline. Cause now you done had the baby, so now what is your storyline going to be? Um, so that's all I got. I don't so Gucci, irrelevant. I'm sorry. I just I don't. You were a pick me chick, and JJ picked you. You stuck around for a long time until JJ finally put a ring on it. That's really what that is. Um,
He's a joke with that ponytails.
he is a joke. He is a joke, but he is a joke with some money. Okay, he a joke with some money. So that's all I'm saying. I hope I don't need them to do a cast overhaul, although I'm definitely okay if Marie don't ever come back, because she's just not. You got a problem with everybody and everything. You got a problem. You want to argue. You want to be defensive. And I think typically when you don't have a good relationship with your mom, not in all cases, but a lot of times if you don't have a good relationship with your mom, that's a problem. You're not gonna have good female relationships, because that's the first what's the word I'm looking for? That's the first example of a female relationship and a female dynamic. And if you don't know how to operate that or navigate that, she doesn't have a good relationship with her mama. And she's on the defense all the time. So I can't get behind Marie at all. Period. I can't. I'm sorry. Cannot. Um, we are going to the next set of things, and I'm gonna read this instance article. We're gonna talk about it next week because
Mm-hmm.
oh God, I'm looking at it now. We gonna definitely talk about it.
Okay,
Um,
where are you getting this article from?
Essence, breaking the fourth wall. Real
Um, uh,
Housewives of Potomac. Yeah, it was posted 3 days ago on the website. So we're definitely gonna talk about it and break it down. Um so now
hold on. Is it on their website?
it's on their website. All you gotta do is Google Essence, Real Housewives of Potomac article, or Essence Real Housewives of Potomac. It come right up. All right. So Most Def was on a podcast recently, and somebody asked, did he think that it was Drake's music hip hop? And he said, "Oh," I said, "Oh Lord, what he finna say?" He said, "Drake's music is pop. It makes you want to go shopping." They do play Drake in the Tarjay. I will say that. Uh, he said Drake is pop to me, in the sense like if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, I feel like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping. Oh my god! Oh my god! Um, but he did say, to be fair, that Drake's music is commercial, entertaining, fun, good formula music. Um, and he said his music is likable. Um, but yeah, that was just it. I don't know if I don't know if Drake had a response to that or not, or yet. I don't think he has. But I agree. I like Drake. Drake is a rapper, but I compare Drake to like the Will Smith of our time, if you will. Although he ain't married to no Jada, he's like the Will Smith of this generation's Will Smith. Let me put it that
Mhm.
way. He does curse in his music though. Let me back up. He curses, but he's this generation's Will Smith. Um, he's a singing Negro. That's just where I am with it. Um, so yeah, he probably is too busy crying into his money to respond. He gonna respond though. He might come out with a diss record or something, and we'll see. All right, so I thought that was funny. Um, so this past week, Stephen A. Smith had a long 40-minute rant on his podcast about his former colleague Jason Whitlock. If y'all are not familiar with who Jason Whitlock is like a stepping fetch Negro that is over on conservative TV. And he talks about he really, really dogs black people out really, really bad. And he is blacker than the ace of spades, right? Um, but apparently he had a job at ESPN. Um, and so basically what he has done that has ticked a lot of the sports commentators off is he has he has stated that he was going to expose the reason why Shannon Sharp actually left um undisputed. Um Hold on, I'm finna get the
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry. Donald Trump cruises to victory in the Iowa caucuses.
so y'all just don't care. He was cool when he did sports, but his move to Nashville for Blaze TV changed him greatly. Something happened. Somebody that got to him. Smith says that Jason Whitlock is the worst human being of any you will ever meet. Um, so basically, he threatened to reveal why Shannon Sharp actually left. Um, Hold on, I'm trying to get to it because I saw it earlier. Um, there was supposed to be a article or magazine that was supposed to be um kind of go hand in hand with um the news, like from a race standpoint. And he asked, certain people to work with him, and they didn't want to work with him because he was awful. Um, and so he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He vehemently talks really, really crazy about Allen Iverson. He talks extremely crazy about um Stephen A. Smith all the time. And it's a mess. But I don't like he's a pure coon now. I'm sorry. He is I can't watch him because the coonery is real. I just can't do it. I can't. And for you to constantly be attacking these folk, why? People in real life want to beat this man up in real life. They just want to beat him. Um, he is the male version of Candace. What's that girl's name? Owens.
Mm-hmm.
He's awful. I've never seen anybody just that. I mean, I've seen a couple of coons. I have. Trust me, I have. But he takes it to another level, and it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. So if y'all want to check that 40-minute rant out, go to Stephen A. Smith's YouTube page. It's amazing. Um, so in Conway, Arkansas, which is a small town, of course, in Arkansas, there was a fight that happened this past weekend where a white woman was yelling racial slurs and anti-black obscenities at a group of black teens, not black people, black teens. According to Faulkner County Prosecutor's Office, a group of adults leaving Maley's Entertainment Center on January the 6th started mocking a black teenager who was outside with his hands tucked in his pants to keep warm. A group of teenagers came to the teens' defense and an argument started. And this is according to Black Atlanta Black Star. I'm giving y'all credit now. Look, I don't want nobody coming for me. Uh, um, a group of teenagers came to the teens' defense and an argument started, which someone started hurling racial slurs. Again, the dispute escalated to an all-out fight that grew in size, with several people shoving, kicking, and punching each other. At one point, somebody reportedly even pulled out a knife. Let me do my alleged thing, although this is true.com. Let me make sure I put my I'll be forgetting to do it. And there was an estimated 20 to 30 people that were involved in it. Even though people on both sides suffered some injuries, there was a 16-year-old that was stabbed in the face by a white man who pulled out a knife. The city council meeting days later, they discussed this. They never thought that this would happen. One lady, the lady whose son got stabbed in the face, said her son FaceTimed her, said, "Mom, help." You know, he had been stabbed. And it should be a hate crime. According to the people that were involved, or according to the reports, 3 white people were arrested, with two other white people scheduled to be arrested as well on felony charges. So Chucky Hartwick, 52 years old, Kelly Kennedy, 33 years old, and Michael Kennedy, 62 years old, which were all from neighboring towns. They were not from Conway, Arkansas. All of them were charged with a variety of felonies and misdemeanors. Hardwick faces 1 felony charge of battery and 4 felony charges of aggravated assault. Michael Kennedy was charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated assault and is expected to be charged with battery. Kelly Kennedy is charged with disorderly conduct and public intoxication, and is also expected to be charged with assault and battery. The Maley's website posted a statement. They're just saying that they were deeply saddened by the violent incident that occurred on Saturday night. They unequivocally condemn the acts that took place, and will not stand for any form of violence or racism towards staff or patrons. Want our community to know that we are fully cooperating with authorities in their investigation and are taking all steps necessary to ensure that their establishment remains a safe and enjoyable place for all. The thoughts are with the victims and their families during this difficult time. They're gonna have to do something, and it needs to be a hate crime. I don't care what nobody says. It definitely needs to be a hate crime. There is no way that this should have taken place. And you are adults and you're jumping on kids. Why are you jumping on children? Why? Why? That literally should not have happened. You know, you think your kids are going to go hang out, and that just took me back to the young man who was in the car with his friends, and he had his music up loud, and the white man told him to turn the music down, and they didn't, and he shot him. You remember that incident where the young man got shot? His name was Jordan. I can't remember his last name. They keep getting away with stuff like this. The book needs to be thrown at them. That is why Montgomery happened. That's all I'm gonna say. This is why Montgomery happened, because y'all think y'all are better than us, and y'all are gonna treat us as such as early as a child. You put your hands on children. You stabbed a child. You stabbed a child in the face. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So Claudine Gay, who was the first Black president of Harvard, in its 387 years of existence, um, was fired or asked to step down or resign. She resigned, and the reason why she was asked to resign was because they were saying that she plagiarized. I don't know what she plagiarized. I need to go on through this thing. Um, Igniting discussions of plagiarism, fairness, anti-Semitism, and leadership. But also, this court is unavoidable American question of a race. So of course they didn't like the fact that she was black.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that.
Of
Uh,
course.
so they basically what they're saying is she was a diversity hire. Um, her plagiarism claim. Hold on, let me get to your post. Okay, here we go. Her plagiarism claims were quite bogus. Glad she stepped down so we wouldn't have another Lincoln. Oh, we're finna get to Lincoln University. Oh my God, we'll get into that in just a second. Um, she took over Harvard in July. Um, just as the Supreme Court was banning the race conscious admissions at colleges and universities, um, that actually, ironically, the lawsuit was sprung from somebody at Harvard. State legislators have been enacting laws limiting what can be taught about America's racial history. Conservative politicians and activists have targeted, and this is by the New York Times, by the way. This is this article I'm reading from. State legislators have enacted laws limiting what can be taught about America's racial history. Um, and so they, there was a $50 billion endowment. Hold on. Similar carriers of Drake and Harvard. Okay, hold on. Let me see what you're saying. The main benefactor that forced her to step down is embarrassed because his wife is. Oh,
Alleged plagiarism as
got,
well.
we
Okay.
got shredded cheese. Or did y'all eat out of shredded cheese?
Oh, I thought you because I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Go melt this, child. Melt it, Lord. Melt it. Fix it, Jesus. Thank you. Um, so I didn't realize that. I didn't realize the main benefactor's wife was also. Um, so the students are outraged, of course. She apparently she was promoted because she had been working at Harvard since 2015. She was a powerful administrator at the school. She was the dean of faculty and the dean of faculty of arts and science. But they argued that her scholarship was relatively thin compared to the former Harvard presidents. This is crazy. Um, she was a dean. She issued a 2-year unpaid suspension to Ronald Fryer, a black economist and recipient of the MacArthur Genius Grant, who was accused of sexual harassment and creating an unwelcome environment in his education research lab. So basically, they don't like her. 700 co-workers behind her, but not the billions in donation. That's really what the issue is. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Um, they did disband that man's they did disband his research lab because of course people were saying, hey, it was an unwelcome environment. Um, she had a run-in with Ronald Sullivan, who was a black Harvard law professor and criminal defense lawyer. Students had protested his decision to represent a he was representing Harvey Weinstein against the rape-related charges. You heard my microwave. I'm sorry, my child left the door open. Help, Lord. Um, so yeah, this is crazy. Harvard didn't renew his appointment. Dr. Gay criticized him and sparked outrage from law school. Hey, boy, I'm recording and they can hear everything. You should have closed this door. I got it. Jesus help. It's hard to find good help. Y'all hear me? Um, this is crazy. This is a rabbit hole. A few days after the congressional hearing, accusations that Dr. Gay had plagiarized words and phrases in her scholarship handed her opponents further ammunition. So, because she came against a lot of people, it seems, as well as um, they did these plagiarism charge or accusing her of plagiarism charges. This is crazy. So she's gonna still work at Harvard as a professor? I would not. Let me say this, Dr. Gay. Let me hold on. Come on close to this camera. Go to a black university, sis. They don't want you. They don't. The foundation was already laid before you even took on presidency. You ousted people who were not doing what they were supposed to do. They already had it in for you, sis. No, 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 no. And let me say this, not to say that black people cannot be um presidents of prestigious universities, but go to Howard, go to Spelman, go to Morehouse, go somewhere else other than there. They don't want you. And here's my thing. I want us to be equal. She probably could get paid, but here is my thing. Our money ain't good money. Our money ain't good money. They're going to eventually find a way to get her out of her position as professor at Harvard. Thugging it out. I ain't in agreement with that. Go where you are appreciated, not where you are tolerated. Legally, they can't probably out. They're gonna find a way. They didn't want her to be the president in the first place. That's what this looks like. They put her in there because all of a sudden, they needed that win for diversity. Now that the Supreme Court has taken diversity out of the equation, here we go. And I believe that moving forward, they're gonna still make it hard for her. They're gonna still make it hard for her. Thank you, sir. They're gonna still make it hard for her. Take the man's job over at Lincoln University. Let's talk about that because this gonna tick me off. They had it in for Sister Girl.
They did.
They had it in for her. No, all black schools are not. Let me say this. I am a graduate of a HBCU. No, all black schools are not the best. But here's the issue and the problem that I have with that narrative. Dr. Glover was ran out from TSU for very different reasons, and we can talk about that real quick. That housing situation up at TSU is a mess, and it's not Dr. Glover's fault, but you're in leadership, so you're going to take a blame for it. It's the state of Tennessee's fault. State of Tennessee has caused TSU not to be able to build additional dormitories because they will not approve the funding to get the dorms done, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll start about the whites, right? So let's talk about them. They're not approving the money and the funds for them to be able to do it. Dr. Glover said, hey, I holler at y'all. I can't do this no more. She's taking the blame. Which is why my argument about this other Heritage Classic still rings true today. Pay our schools money to come down here and play for y'all. Period. They do. They owe TSU money. Mm-hmm. They owe TSU money, and that's the point I'm making. They owe TSU money. It's money that's owed to TSU, and that's why they haven't been able to build their dormitories. So, but the issue is not always the leadership that's put into place. The issue is, first of all, we're governed by institutions of higher learning. Mississippi, Tennessee, they have different variations of different forms of it. They're responsible for hiring the presidents. They're responsible for governing over the bodies of the universities that are state institutions. Okay. So if you're a state institution, I went to Jackson State. I went to a state institution, Tennessee State, Tennessee Board of Regents, correct. Mississippi has one as well. They're called the Institution of Higher Learning. But all of it is it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They govern the schools. So I gotta go through y'all for everything. Okay. Not only that, it gotta be approved by the legislators. We in the red states, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to the black schools, they're not gonna approve anything. So that's why HBCUs are asking for money all the time because we ain't got it. We're not able to compete with the white schools, your UTs and your Ole Misses. We can't compete with those because guess what? We struggling. They not giving us no money. They giving it to them. I'm still mad at Brett Favre. I'm still upset with Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
Still mad at him.
I'm still mad that they ain't doing nothing to him. You just stole all that money.
Mm-hmm. He ain't doing nothing. Y'all not doing it because he a white man. Had it been a black man doing it, he would have been crucified and nailed to a cross. Take me to the king. So that's all I'm saying. It's different for us, but at least the things that she's doing at Harvard would allow for her to bring some of that programming possibly through other funding, not state funding, or even the private institutions. At the private institutions, she can implement those changes, the things that she's trying to do at Harvard, she can do it at an HBCU. We will appreciate her black behind, not the whites. They not appreciating her. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of Lincoln University, which is a Missouri HBCU, had a senior leader. Could be a non-existent salary, but here's my thing, baby. You've been making the big bucks at the Harvard. Invest well. Do what you need to do. The university presidents at HBCUs, they making the 6 figures, and she can negotiate her thing coming from Harvard. I bet they pay for her. I'm just putting that out there right now to come on. So first of all, I want to do a moment of silence for Dr. Antoinette Bunny Candia Bailey, who committed suicide.
That was sad.
Huh?
That was sad.
Yep. At the historically black University in Jefferson City, Missouri. So for just a moment, can we just do a moment of silence, please? All right. Dr. Bailey committed suicide after she experienced bullying and severe mistreatment in her leadership role at the hands of the university president, John B. Mosley, who was white. Her family members confirmed that she committed suicide on January the 8th. She's 49 years old. Her mother and her husband told NBC News, and this is according to NPR, on Friday that Mosley fired Candia Bailey on January the 3rd. The Chronicle of Higher Education obtained a copy of the termination letter in which Mosley wrote Candia Bailey was being fired due to her continued failure to appropriately supervise her staff and continued failure to properly supervise the area of student affairs at Lincoln University. Candia Bailey actually was a graduate of Lincoln University. And she did ask for support. They have a board of curators. And she asked them to help her and assist her in this situation. and she talked about um, how she was being bullied and the disrespect and that sort of thing. But they said they didn't have they don't deal in HR, although they are in charge of hiring. Um, they said they don't engage in third party uh, uh, potential personnel issues and concerns recently raised regarding compliance with the university's established policies and procedures. The Lincoln University students have been protesting and seeking answers since they learned of her death. The president has stepped down, but he has stepped down with pay. He's on administrative leave right now, which I think is probably standard. Um, a lot of the and alumni and students alike have taken to social media to ask for the firing of Dr. Mosley. Dr. Mosley is a white man too, FYI. Um, White man, you asked earlier about white presidents. If you look at the history of HBCUs, the majority of the HBCUs were started by white abolitionists or white churches or white organizations. A lot of them started off as freedmen schools that taught former slaves how to read and write. So if you look at that history, Black people weren't presidents of those universities back then. Not all of them, right? They started off with white presidents. If you look at some of the history of some of the schools, if I'm not mistaken, somebody said that, I don't know if it was Spelman, someone just got the first Black president in 1987. So, and that's the history of a lot of the HBCUs, because again, we didn't start our own. Not all of our HBCUs. Bethune-Cookman, of course, was started by Mary McLeod Bethune. We know that. That's why his name Bethune. That's why his name. Bethune College was. But yeah. So you have to look at the history and look at our history to understand that. So it's not an uncommon thing. Now, in today's time, it may be uncommon, but it's definitely not an uncommon thing. It was rumored that we were getting a white president up until that rumor was disproven, because now we have a Black president. I don't know what's going to come of this situation. I definitely hope that they do fire Dr. Mosley, and that he's unable to work in education again. You can't. What people got to realize is you cannot treat people any kind of way and manage them. You can't. You cannot treat them any kind of way and manage them. You're mismanaging people, and people are tired. And either they're going to respond in a not so great way, or they're going to respond in this manner, or you ain't going to have people, in your corner. We work. A lot of us work for people. It ain't always fun.
Right.
Trust and believe it is not always fun. But we work for those people, and a lot of us work very, very hard, and it's not appreciated on a lot of levels. In that sense, this man not only didn't appreciate the work that this lady was doing, he also managed to be a bully and disrespectful and not cool in a situation. And I'm sure there are other accounts of him acting in this manner. We'll have to, and I'm sure more things are going to come out. We're going to follow the story, and we're going to make sure that we report back to you guys, because this is a very important story. She was the vice president of student affairs, though, at Lincoln University. My heart goes out to her family, her students, the people that worked under her, friends. My heart definitely goes out to her. For anybody to feel that they have no more hope, and they can't go on and as a result of that, they take their life. That has to be a hard thing to grapple with because you feel like nothing can be done in that situation. So anybody that's out there that needs help, there are suicide hotlines all over. I don't have a number right now. I hate that. There are suicide hotlines all over.
I find it.
You're gonna find one, yeah, that you can call. Therapy. Let me say this. I recommend it. If you got health insurance, 9 times out of 10, there's a behavioral health component to your health insurance. Get therapy. Get it. Oh, I saw this. Hold on. Real quick. 988. Thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay posted it. If you just dial the numbers 988 on your phone, it's like 911 for mental health. Real quick, I thought that this was an interesting story. And I gotta see how it's gonna unfold on the Dish Nation.
So, about Tamar Braxton.
Oh my God. So let me say this.
All her cans of biscuits are not there. It's not.
It can't be. Did the white man put it on you that good that you acting a fool with everybody?
You somebody mama acting like this.
Acting like a fool.
So my question is, where's the boy? Is the boy with the daddy?
Got to be with her mama. So let's talk about
it needs
Tamar. So Tamar and Jesse Wu, or Jesse Wu's friend, or her man, maybe were out at the event, or maybe the man was out at the event, and Jesse Wu and her friend was there. Apparently, Jesse Wu's friend, quote unquote, tried to come on to JR, who, let me say this right now, Tamar. You don't need to be with that man. Because, first of all, that man left you for Tommy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Number one. He left you to go be with Tommy on purpose, I guess. Left you high and dry.
Told your business.
This man has 5 kids.
Told your business to the girl.
Pillow talk with the girl. Pillow talk with the girl.
He really is about
your tour and your business. And then you welcome him back with open arms. First of all, you don't need to be with that man. That man is not the one. Mm-hmm. Let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Is your big sis say, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Bye. Get him on. The other thing is, you're fighting for him
like that,
like this. That man got 5 baby mamas and 5 kids. He wants to be black. He is not. He far from it. Okay, but he want to be black. I thought this was good when I saw the show. I thought it was good for you. Date somebody out, baby. Where is Ayanla? Where is she? But this white man ain't nothing. He's an attorney, yes. But he's giving me pick me vibes, and it's not a good look. For you, sis. For you. So she calls Jesse Wu. Jesse Wu's getting ready to get on the plane. She's going off on the phone. She can't be messing with my man. Da, da, da. She's like, girl, what are you talking about? She sent a text message in between her calls and let her know I'm from Baltimore. I beat her tail. Da, 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 da. Why, sis? Because a woman came on to your man. If your man blocked it, what's the problem? So now you done fell out with your coworker.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she gets let go.
And here's my thing. I was going hard for Tamar because I loved her on the real. And the reason why I was going hard for Tamar because that talk show was Tamar and Vince's idea. A lot of people don't know that. When you sell an idea to a network, it's no longer yours, right? But Tamar and Vince pitched that idea to the network because Tamar had been trying to do the talk show thing for a while. Putting that out there, letting you know. So I went so hard for her when they fired her, but girl, you are the person who they say you are. So if you lose your job on Dish Nation, guess whose fault it's going to be? It is going to be yours. Yours, hunty. Yours. It's going to be your fault. Because you fight over this white man.
I think Ayala is tired of them, the Braxtons, period.
Girl, Ayala ain't helping nobody no more.
Right. Ayala about her life. She's
Ayala
like,
said, you
fix my own life.
Ayala said,
let me fix my own life.
Fix your own life. Y'all can listen to my podcast. And she said, y'all don't want to be helped. Not for real. Not for real. Y'all talk about how she exploit folks. She do. You still got the same issues and the same problems, sis. You the problem.
And you know what? I really was like turned off by the Braxton, basically how they treated Tracy.
I didn't like how they treated Tracy either, but Tracy, let me say this, the other side of it is Tracy was trying to jump on folk all the time. They did treat Tracy wrong. I'm not gonna lie. But I also think that was also for cameras. And the reason why I say I think that was also for cameras was because they essentially they were always together and they always hung out together because that's just what they did, right? So I don't know, Chad. It's too much. But I didn't like how they treated Tracy on the show. And when Tracy continued to record, they was really mad.
I'm so tired of this game.
So
may she rest.
Yeah. Girl, who you gonna send me a picture of walking in the hospital?
Huh?
Oh, Al B. Sure. He back in the hospital, or this was from when he was in the hospital?
I don't know. But it's saying that he was back in the hospital. That's what the video said.
Let that man come out with his memoir. P. Diddy, leave that man alone. Let me stop. Do we have anything else?
Oh, what I wanted to say. What was the name of the movie that Jay-Z did about basically mocking Jesus?
The Book of Clarence.
Book of Clarence.
Mm-hmm.
It flopped. It didn't even make 10% of what the movie took. It took to make the movie. It took to make the movie $40 million. It did $3 million.
Okay.
It flopped.
So my question is, because I saw a lot of it. I saw the previews, but I saw a lot of people coming against it and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Hold on, Lindsay. I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. I just thought about it. How was that different from what's the word? What's the movie?
The Passion of the Christ?
Nope. Jim Carrey did one of them.
Bruce Almighty
and Evan Almighty. What's different from Morgan Freeman being God? I'm just asking a question. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay. I don't know about that.
And that's what I'm saying. Here's my thing. Because, and hear me out. And Morgan Freeman was black in that movie, but the movie was an all-white cast, right? Mm-hmm. So here's my thing. We quick to do it. We do it to ourselves. More so than they do it to them. We do it to ourselves. And we'll go watch something, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. There's a white cast. We're going to laugh about it. We're going to hear him high, cry about it, whatever. We're going to be over here with them. When we have a all black cast, black director, black produce, oh, he's mocking God. But Morgan Freeman just played God in the movie.
Okay, so here's my point of it. Because I know that Jay-Z, he's not a Christian. And he said
Here's the thing. How do we know Jay-Z not a Christian?
Let me finish.
Okay.
He has considered himself like Jesus, called himself over. In one of his thing on one of his lyrics, he said Jesus can't save you. So
what was the context of that lyric though?
From the Empire, New York,
What I'm saying is, here's my thing. What was the context of the lyric? This is my thing. First of all, I don't know anybody's relationship with God. I don't know. He referred to him as how we say we Christ-like. I'm just saying we say we Christ-like, right? So my thing is, I can't tell you if Jay-Z and Beyonce Christians or not, because I don't know their relationship. I don't know what their personal relationship is with God. I don't know them people from a can of paint. See what I'm saying? So, and a producer means I just gave you money to film your film. That's what a producer means. So, are people mad because Jay-Z produced the film, or are they really mad that the film seemingly is mocking Christ? Do you see what I'm saying?
It appears that the film is seemingly mocking Christ. Do you all think?
I hadn't seen it. I'm gonna watch it, but a lot of people said, you know, you ain't gotta go to the movie theater to go see it. You can wait till it come out. So I am gonna watch it. Mm-hmm. And she said she couldn't tell if it was a parody or not. It's certain things that I think we pick and choose to be upset about and angry about. That's the point I'm making. That's all I'm saying. Not to discount how you feel, not to discount how some people feel, but a lot of times we pick and choose what to be upset about and angry about, and we'll watch stuff that goes against the word of God all day long. But then it's like, oh my God, I'm not understanding. So I didn't watch it, and I wanted to see it for myself.
Okay, so let's take Bruce Almighty.
Right.
Okay, so Bruce Almighty was about a man who couldn't get the breaks. Mm-hmm. And so he was like talking to God, you don't exist. You know, I'm getting all this bad stuff happen to me. You know, basically, screw you, blah, 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 right? Because he's mad. Most people get mad at God a lot, right?
We do.
And so Morgan Freeman, who plays God, you know, because, you know, you had George Burns back in the day, he played God too. So, so he said, okay, if you think you can do better than me, you got my powers. Do you think God would actually do that in real life?
I don't, but here's my thing though. It's still, so what I'm saying is we need to call a spade if we're going to call a spade a spade. That's my point. That's my only point. What I don't like about the Christian religion is that we pick and choose what we gonna stand up for in Christ, right? We pick and choose what we gonna do. Now we got a former church member that we share that I don't agree with everything, but what I can say is, as radical and as crazy as she sound the majority of the time, she stand 10 toes down on all things the Lord. You see what I'm saying? But as a whole religion, we don't do that. We don't stand 10 toes down on that. And so when my thing is ironic that all these black people in this film, now keep in mind, I didn't know if it was going to do good or not, right? It didn't do good, and that's fine. But my thing is, the Clarence dude, apparently from what I took from the thing, is he ended up with the powers of Jesus, just like God gave Bruce and Evan his powers so he could do, and they used the powers. They didn't use the powers they ended up at the end using it to do good things. But initially, they was doing little crazy stuff with the powers. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, I ain't seen the other movie. So what I'm saying is, why do we, especially as black Christians, we'll go watch a Evan Almighty or a Bruce Almighty, and that was so funny, and that's critically acclaimed, and da. But when a black person come out with something that's similar to what was just done over here, we all crucify them. This is wrong. That's the point I'm making.
I know you're saying it's similar, but I don't think it's.
If Clarence woke up and he had the powers of Jesus, that's what I got from that preview. And so he was like, oh my God, I got the power. So he doing all this stuff. And Lindsay, you saw it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seemed like Clarence had the powers of Jesus. That's what it seemed like from what I saw in the previews. He had the power of Jesus. And he was using the power of Jesus. He was freaked out about the power of Jesus. Evan and Bruce got the power of God. Did they not? It's the same thing. Lindsay, correct me if I'm wrong. I ain't seen the movie, but from the previews showed me Clarence.
Well, we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree.
We can. But I'm just saying, I feel like a lot of times we pick and choose what we gon' that's what it was. He woke up with the powers of Jesus, and he was using the powers of Jesus. That's really what the movie was about. Boom. God just so happened to give. And here's the thing. We got the Lord's power if we just ask him for it. But what I'm saying is, he's mocking Christ. Okay. Then we could say that about Bruce and Evan. Because they weren't using all the powers that they use for God for good. They weren't. That the one, who was the news reporter? He had the dude saying little crazy stuff on TV. That wasn't of God. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, and we're gonna be 10 toes down for the Lord. We need to be 10 toes down for the Lord. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Okay, well, Evan Almighty, he really didn't get no powers. He was just told to build an ark.
He was told to build an ark. That was different. But but the point I'm making, the book of Eli. Oh, okay. Now I picked up on the trailer that he was gonna have he woke up with the power of Jesus, and he was going around pretty much the same concept with Bruce. Bruce woke up. God said, "You think you do better than me? Here go my power." I don't know. Now I don't know if he had a conversation with Jesus or not, but I know that's what Bruce had did, right? So I didn't think it was gonna be like the book of Eli at all. I thought it was going to be kind of comical. I thought.
Now, the book of Eli, man, that was a movie right there.
It was a good movie. It was very, very good.
Because it had a lot of hidden messages in it.
It did. My condolences go out to the family of Yo Gotti. His brother.
You saw the pictures I showed you, right?
His brother, Big Juke, was shot and killed. At a funeral repast they had at Perion's restaurant. We were just there.
For my birthday.
For your birthday.
For my birthday.
This week turning up. The rumor of the word on the curb is it is still stemming from Young Dolph's death. They have accused him of killing Dolph now. I don't know. I thought they got the people that killed Dolph, but I guess maybe they're accusing him of paying the guys to kill Dolph. I'm not sure. But from my understanding, word on the curb, but the street word is that none of them can come back to the city of Memphis, at least not on a big that's what it PRE versus CMG. And it ain't. It's crazy, it's ridiculous. Meanwhile, the trial is going on for the people who actually pulled the trigger in the case. That's an ongoing thing. I don't know what to think. You know, my thing is y'all supposed to be rapping. Y'all supposed to have left that thug life alone. Y'all supposed to only rap about the thug life. But apparently y'all are still about it, I guess. I'm not sure. But what I will say is that man he went to go bury one of his best friends. And he ended up getting killed in the process. He was shot 25 times from what I heard.
Whoa!
25 times. 25 times. So Perion's had a night that was
make sure that he was unalive.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Very much so. So y'all be careful out there. Now, can't nobody go nowhere right now, but my brother is a police officer. He still say people out here being crazy, still shooting and acting a fool. Even in the snow, y'all. It's snowing outside. Get in the bed and wrap up in the blanket.
Folks, okay, so yesterday my son had to work at Dollar Tree. Gotti
left before. I didn't know Gotti was here, so Gotti came to the funeral too. And he left before the repast. No, I don't know why he looked crazy. God has said I got to get gone. He probably encouraged his brother to leave as well. His brother was like, I'm gonna stay. So yeah, now he don't look crazy for that. He looks smart. He probably feel bad that he left his brother.
Yeah, that is sad. Folks doing donuts in the snow.
They doing donuts in the snow. Y'all can't drive on dry land.
Man, it was so funny when I was coming back from taking my son to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already took my mom to my sister's because that's where
Oh
she's at.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
Brother.
Why would he do that?
Why would you set his brother up?
That don't make any sense. I look in front of me, way ahead of me,
Mm-hmm.
truck doing donuts. And I'm like,
If the truck tip over, you gonna think something wrong. Cause you doing donuts on the ice. Crazy.
so we got people on Beale Street skiing.
I would probably be out there skiing too if I wasn't feeling under the weather. I'd be going.
You have people playing, I guess, going in the back of the cars, hanging on the back of the cars like the jet skiing, but jet sledding.
That sounds like fun. I
sent it to you on TikTok. I sent it to you on TikTok. That's what they doing. While I am in my bed that's right over here, my TV that's right back here, watching some good old shows.
I've been watching Billions, ma'am. Billions, I tell you, Billions.
So,
yeah.
Well, see, an hour and 46 minutes. We got a lot talked about.
Huh?
Hour and 46 minutes.
We talked about a lot. We did.
Yeah.
We gonna let y'all go though.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm gonna get back on Billions. I gotta get up in the morning and log on to my computer.
I'm trying to debate if I'm going to go to work or not. Because I just feel like this. If I can't work from home when it's not snowing, why do you expect for me to work from home when it is snowing? If I'm not AWS and the state office is closed, I'm closed.
Birds outside. Don't listen. I finished up getting because I hadn't gone. I went grocery shopping maybe a week before, but I went and got stuff we kind of ran out of. Is what I did, but I did not get any cough drops. No additional medication. No additional medication for me. All I have left is maybe Benadryl. I got some Mucinex around here somewhere. I'm gonna pop it. So I can go to sleep because it hurts. My ears hurt, Lord. I feel like a little 5-year-old needs some amoxicillin.
Oh, my doctor gave me prescribed me some zithromycin because I had a sinus infection in pregnancy.
Normally, when I have a sinus infection, they put me on the party pack. Is what they call it. It's the Z pack. To open me up. I can't have that no more because, ulcers. And so I have stomach ulcers. So anything can agitate those and bring those back into fruition. So, which is why I can't eat a whole lot of spicy stuff. It's a whole thing. So,
that's nice.
So, with that being said, since I can't do those things, I have to they're gonna have to just give me some amoxicillin, and I just try to take some Tylenol. Oh, your neighbor went to the Waffle House and got you some breakfast.
All right, that's
nice.
nice.
I wish I had a neighbor like that. I wish I had anybody like that. Anybody who said, you know what? Let me go get these cough drops for you. And this cough syrup. Help, Lord. Help. But we are gonna let you guys go. We had a really good show. See what you nuts do. Snowed in this week. We'll see what y'all do snow then.
Yep.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Have a great night, great evening. Bye, Lindsay. Hold on. Let me do the brand thing. Where my thing at? One day I'm gonna learn how to do this.